Well, I heard about the charity at quite a dark time in my life, really. My ex-girlfriend had just left. You know, we'd been friends since we were kids, and I just needed someone there, you know, someone in my life. Just this big void. And I heard, you know, about the friends, and I thought, well, yeah, maybe that's what I need, you know, just someone to be there for me. Someone to just support me through this dark time. I was just so upset, and since Suzanne left.
Very few people consider what happens to an imaginary friend when the child who imagines them no longer needs their services. Until now. Alex, along with a number of other people, is benefiting from a unique and exciting new charitable organisation. His story began in 2009 when Matt Thompson, a creatively minded recruitment consultant, realised the scale of the problem represented by the growing pool of unemployed imaginary friends in the UK.
If you're ever lonely, you could always rely on your imaginary friend. But as you grow older, they just disappear from your life, and they end up out of work. I mean, sometimes they can find a kid that'll that they can help and sort of work with a few different children, but this isn't the case for all of them.
As well as helping the imaginary friends to restart their lives, the charity's work is also intended to have a profoundly positive effect on the lives of the adults who receive their new imaginary friends. India and her hamster have been paired for 6 months, in which time they've become inseparable.
When I was younger, I used to really like hamsters, and I used to want to squeeze a hamster and I wanted to play with it and I wanted to interact with it on a personal level, but I couldn't because it was just a hamster. So I called the number, and then Geeta appeared, and now Geeta's been my friend for ages now, and she helps me with everything, really. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Their relationship is mutually beneficial, with each enhancing the life of the other.
She helps me with my philosophy degree. She's quite a good philosopher. She also helps me run the events that I do at the university, and she helps me carry a lot of the equipment, and then we have a little boogie at the end of the night, which is always good fun. We always help with the washing up with each other. Like, sometimes she dries the pots, sometimes I wash the pots. We just like to take it in turns, so we've got like an equal balance. She's the best hamster anyone could ever wish for.
What the charity's founder had not considered, however, was that not all imaginary friends are out of work because of redundancy. Some are, in fact, simply unpleasant and unlikable individuals, despite the best intentions of their human beings.
Get out!
This dinosaur has a number of significant and debilitating social and personality disorders, resulting in chaotic and destructive behaviour.
How would you respond to criticism that you've received, you know, that some of the friends are sort of badly behaved, or, you know, not as well behaved as others?
I like to think of you know, things that you do that are sort of a little bit mischievous when you're younger, and it's quite often the imaginary friend that's to blame for that. Imaginary friends really try and sort of egg that on, make you feel young again, and if grown-ups can do that, then you know, what's bad about that? Is that really a failure?
For this reason, nobody has managed to keep the dinosaur for longer than a month.
I'm an animator and I do stop frame animation, and I got the dinosaur to just sort of help me out with my work and take some of the workload off. Just sort of get me bits and bobs that I need while I'm working. I went to the able to get me some blue out of that drawer, please. Just yeah, like little bits of model making that I need doing as well, things like that. And so far it's been pretty helpful, I'd say.
As a uni student, with the stress of a dissertation coming up, I got a dinosaur in to, you know, just check my spellings, proofread it, and just a general check of before I handed it in.
Some imaginary friends find it difficult to return to useful service after long periods out of work. Many experience behavioural problems due to extended time without human contact. Their social skills can become underdeveloped, often with unfortunate results. On top of his social problems, this wolf is also grappling with a long history of alcohol and drug abuse.
What would you say about the wolf then, that, you know, has a sort of public image as a recovering alcoholic or party animal, as to use the phrase?
He went and found sort of the way that adults relieve their problems, and unfortunately some of the ways of relieving problems involve alcohol and other vices. So by pairing the wolf with a grown-up, we think that he'll come out of it a better friend. And so I think there's got to be a little bit of give and take, because we have to be responsible about the people and the friends that we're working with.
It was an accident really, because I went out in the garden and some kids had pushed all my dustbins over and rubbish had just gone everywhere, and I was clearing it up and just happened to glance at a piece of newspaper, and there was the advert staring at me, and I just felt compelled to go and have a look and see what it was about. The kids that had pushed the dustbins over, they kept doing it, and we knew where the kids were from, and found out where they were, and the wolf went and pushed their dustbins over and made a mess of their lawn.
I guess my next question is, you know, how do you feel about things that have happened in his past that, you know, maybe he wouldn't be proud of himself?
He's done things that, you know, they're questionable. The drinking obviously and so on, but people make mistakes, and you have to give people a second chance. But he is a wolf.
And do you ever worry that the behavioural issues that he did have might come up again?
Well, as I said, it depends. You know, I mean, it's a possibility, but hopefully with rehabilitation and with, you know, being with me, he will not go back to his ways. But then, as I said, he is a wolf. If he does something that is wolf-like, then that's genetic. It's as genetic as needing to sleep or anything. I mean, you don't take on these things lightly. It's, you know, a wolf is not just for Christmas; it's for life, and so you have to be prepared to go the distance. Yeah.